Hey Camp, this is Coach Tori, and today we're going to be talking about defensive strategy for goalball. So what you're going to need for this video is another person, a blindfold, and you can use either, if you have a blindfold, you can use that, you can use a mask, or you can use a bandana, anything like that that can obstruct your sight if you have any. Even if you don't, it's still good practice to have the blindfold on and get used to how that feels. And you will also need a space where you can have about 15 feet between you and the other person that you're working with. You're not going to be throwing a ball or anything during this video, but it's still nice to have some space to work with. In goalball, we know that communication is incredibly important. We've already gone over how people on teams can communicate things like they have the ball by saying, I got it, or loose when they don't have the ball anymore. So communication can also be used to call where you believe the ball is when the other team has it. The reason that you do this is to kind of predict where the ball is, where it's going to come, and to prepare to successfully block the ball. As you kind of get more advanced in goalball, what this also lets you do is identify maybe who on the other team is throwing the ball, so that you can kind of predict what you've learned based on their throw. So for example, in collegiate goalball, there were a few teams where I could, if I said left side and my other team confirmed left side, I would know that the person on the left liked to use the spin throw. So I would kind of brace myself accordingly and not be as scared by the sound. I'm going to go ahead and throw in our trivia now before I get into our instructions. So for goalball, one thing is that there are three, one, two, three positions on the court and also sections of the court for each team. So we have the center, we have the right wing, and we have the left wing. We have the team zone, the high ball, and mid-court, which kind of divide the court into sections. And the other bit of trivia I have for you guys is that a goalball has 8 holes in it. And the reason it has 8 holes is to help the sound come through more clearly. So for the instructions for what we're doing, the athlete will put the blindfold on. And this is just kind of to get us focusing on our listening skills, and that's what we're really working on with this. The other person will back up and choose a location to stand. That person, the person with you, is going to either count to 3 or give 3 claps. And once they do that, the athlete will say left side, center, or right side based on where they think the ball is. It's important to know that this is your left and your right, so you're not worrying about flipping it all around. And they will also point to where they believe that the other person is making the sound from. So then the person that is standing there can tell you how right you are. You can take off your blindfold and look. But really what you're doing is just making sure you're practicing listening and kind of honing your accuracy with listening as well. So you're going to repeat this maybe 6 times just to get a good feel of it. It can be kind of tricky at first, but we really just want to practice being able to identify where the sound is before we can do much else with it. So that is my quick overview of a piece of defensive strategy. If you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to me. This is Coach Tori, and I'm excited to see what you guys think of this.